Whenever you question who you are, ask the Lord. He will let you know that you are His child. He has played the Grand Ole Opry stage for more than 8,500 times. Tim Atwood began his music career playing gospel music at the age of 13 for the Harris family. His hits like Let's All Go Down to the River has earned him top spots in the national music charts, and his song, I'll Stand Up and Say So, continues to be a crowd pleaser, recognizing those who have served. Tim believes his gift from God is his gift to God. This is his story. This is today's Nashville. This is faith. Tim, what a pleasure and honor it is to sit down with you today. I heard that you have been on the Opry stage 8,500 times.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. And I want to ask you, would you play a song for me?
I sure would. I'll do one. I had an uncle that wrote this song, and it's on my first CD that I did, called What a Great Day That'll Be. There's a great day a-comin', I hear angels a-hummin' in the sweet by and by. All the saints that will gather on the banks of Jordan River. What a day, a great day that will be. We know not the day nor the hour when Jesus will break the eastern sky. Saints will meet Him in the air, leave this world without a care. What a day, a great day that will be. There's a great joy in knowing when we leave, we are going to that mansion in the sky. There to be with Christ forever, parting words are spoken never. What a day, a great day that will be. Well, we know not the day nor the hour when Jesus will break the eastern sky. Saints will meet Him in the air, leave this world without a care. What a day, a great day that will be. What a day, a great day that will be.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Beautiful. So tell me what it's like the first time you walked on the Opry stage.
It was so exciting. I can't believe I'm working the Grand Ole Opry. And at the same time, it was terrified. Terrified. I had just moved to town in August of '76, and this was in November of '76 that I worked the Opry. And I'd been on the road with Jim Ed Brown, and all those guys were telling me about working the Opry. And they said, now if you're playing and you feel a hand on your shoulder, that's Jerry Whitehurst, the staff pianist at the Grand Ole Opry. He said, if he touches you on the shoulder, you've messed up. So you got to get up and move. So I walked, I'm out there and I'm playing. I'm so excited. And I feel this hand on my left shoulder. I went, oh no. And I stood up. He said, sit down. He said, they set this all up.
Oh.
So it was a fun time. It was.
So he was in on the joke.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So let's go back to the beginning, and how did you even get into music? And
I had an uncle, Tommy Atwood, who sang with the Florida Boys Quartet. And so I grew up playing Southern gospel music. When I was 13, I played with a local group out of Peoria. And one day when I graduated high school, I told my dad, I said, I'm moving to Nashville. And he said, man, there's guys better than you walking the streets. I said, there is, but I've just got to go see what I can do. And so I worked with Jim Ed Brown for 3 years. And in 1980, I started working in the house band at the Grand Ole Opry. And I was there for 38 years. I've just been blessed. I've never had any piano lessons, vocal lessons, or anything like that. This is just God-given talent. And your gift from God should be your gift to Him.
38 years. Do you have any interesting stories?
Well, there's a bunch.
I mean, you have seen a lot of people come through the Opry stage.
Oh, I've played with everybody you can imagine. I think one of my favorite stories, I was real good friends with Roy Acuff and Minnie Pearl. She would come out on stage. I'm about 26, 27. I had this big, full, bushy beard. It was in the 70s. And she would come out on stage and she'd go, "Look at him, girls, ain't he purty?" And she'd come over to the piano. She'd make me stand up. She'd grab me by the face and kiss me on the lips. And then she would turn around to the audience. She said, "You know how it is, girls. You don't mind going through a little brush to get to a picnic."
Oh.
So she was great.
What about Roy?
Roy, he found out I could sing. And he started letting me sing on all the matinees and on the Opry. Matter of fact, the first night I actually sang on the Grand Ole Opry, I didn't even wait for the band. Tim Atwood sing this song. Well, I didn't even wait for him. And you see musicians coming from every direction because they played whenever I sang. So I just started without it. And Mr. Acuff took me in his room one day and he said, "Tim Atwood, sit down here." He said, "You know, I really don't mean a lot to the music business anymore. But if I did, you would have a recording contract." I said, "Mr. Acuff, I don't care if I ever get one." The king of country music said I deserved one. I thought, how cool, you know? So.
Well, you've been on the stage 8,500 times.
Right.
So not a lot of people can say that.
No. Well, like I said, just been blessed.
Were you married at this time?
I was married to my first wife. I've been married 3 times, so I qualify to be a country star. But my first wife and I, we moved here in '76, and then she and I split, and then I married Diana, and we were married for almost 21 years, and she was 49, and she had liver problems, and she passed away at 49. I had 2 boys, 16 and 17 at the time, and she passed away in 2000. And I had known Roxanne for a long time. We got married in 2003. But when Diana died, I was just at a loss. I mean, you didn't see one, the other one wasn't there. That's who we were. And Roxanne saw me after Diana died. We were listening to music at the station inn. And she said, "How you doing?" I said, "I'm doing good." And she said, "No, there's no light in your eyes." I didn't know what she meant, but later on I realized, you know. And so it was just lucky that she came into my life.
Were you a believer at this time?
I was. Like I said, I grew up playing gospel music. And then once I got out, I mean, I went crazy, like, you know, in the clubs. And I just went off the tracks, you know. And thank goodness that I got back. I had faith, and I tried to live the life right, but, you know, there's so many temptations and stuff, and I couldn't resist. But things are a lot better now.
Well, I know that the Lord got a hold of your heart, and you had some struggles after your wife passed, and we're going to talk about that when we come back.
All right.
Tim, you really had some challenges in your life. Can you tell me about some of them?
Yes, I developed this thing for alcohol real bad. I was a bad alcoholic. I was what they called a functioning alcoholic. And so that was probably the biggest struggle I had. And especially, like I said, when Diana died, it got real bad. It got to the point I had a gun to my head. And Roxanne was there. And like I said, she kind of saved me over that. It was like one day, the Lord just shut the switch off. I had gotten so bad, Roxanne called Buck White of the Whites, who was the most godly man she knew. And she called him, she said, "I'm at my wit's end, I don't know what to do." So Buck White came over and he brought his son-in-law, Ricky Skaggs. They came over to pray and everything. And I wasn't gonna get out of bed. I mean, I was in bed. And Roxanne said, "No, you're coming out here." So I went out, and Buck and Ricky said, "Everybody loves you." and you've got the best job in the world. Why are you doing this to yourself? And Buck went around the house, and he had some oil, and he put crosses on every window and prayed, evil demons, get out. But it was a little while later, like I said, it was like the Lord said, okay, you've had your fun. You're done. So I just quit drinking. I didn't have any of the withdrawals or anything like that.
You didn't go into rehab or anything like that?
No.
So the Lord took care of it?
Yeah. Like I said, he turned the switch off, and I didn't need it anymore. I was good.
What other issues have you struggled with from that time on? Any?
It was drug and alcohol abuse, just trying to get away from feeling that pain, and
I think a lot of people, use drugs and alcohol when they're going through painful times.
Right.
They don't want to suffer.
Right. And I just found out that praying was the main thing I needed to do. I get up every day and I go, I may drink again, but today's not the day.
So in that situation, if somebody's listening today, what would you say to them?
Well, I think the main thing is that you really need to embrace the Lord. He's embraced you. And I just feel like that the power of prayer and faith will get you through. The pain will always be there. It'll never go away. But the Lord will heal you and keep you. And I think that if you just let go and let God, I think that that's the best advice I could give anybody.
I love what you said, to use your gift for God, right?
Oh, your gift from God should be your gift to Him.
God. I love that. and it's true, it should be. Right. So from there, now what year was that when you were going through all this?
Probably 2000. She died in 2000, so this went on still till 2005.
Okay. So you were still playing on the Opry then?
Oh, yeah. I had worked the Opry from 76 to 2014.
2014.
Right.
What was it like leaving the Opry?
I was sad, I was hurt, because it was a big political push that I lost my job. And I just didn't know what I was going to do. I'd put all my eggs in that basket, the Opry, because I'd been there so long. And I used to do a single. Back when I was working the Opry through the week, I would work some of the clubs and stuff and play and sing. I didn't realize it until I started doing that. And that's what I came to town to do. I was going to move to Nashville, be the biggest star you've ever seen. Of course, there's people everywhere doing the same thing. But I have finally found what I'm doing now is more fun than the Opry. I get to connect with people. I make them laugh. I make them cry. I make them think. And even if I work clubs or anything like that, I will do gospel music. I do an up-tempo version of Amazing Grace. And I do that in the clubs because I've often heard, you may be the only Bible anyone reads.
Can you just do one course of Amazing Grace here right now?
The way I do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you do that? Just a course.
All right. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. I was blind, but now I see. Little different.
It's a little bit different. What kind of reactions do you get from people? Do you share your testimony when you're out on the road?
I do. I make it a point to share my faith. I always say, I love God and God loves me. And I will never do a concert or any show without doing a gospel song. I grew up with that. I don't do any CDs that I don't put a gospel song on. Even though I may have country and some rock and stuff, I always am respectful, and I always think about the mercy and grace that I've been shown. And like I said, it's kind of giving back, and it may touch somebody.
Yeah, it will. So you went from the Opry, and then you started going out on your own.
Right.
Tell me about that.
Like I said, when I moved to town, I wanted to be center stage, but that Opry job was so good, and money-wise and the work you had to put in, it was a great job, but I was never satisfied. Like I said, I wanted to be out. Instead of being in the back and on the fringe, I wanted to be out front. So now I'm getting to do that, and it's just, we travel a lot. We're headed to Houston, we're going to New Jersey and Sioux Falls, and we drive everywhere. I say that. Roxanne does all the driving. All I have to do is hold the wheel.
Well, we are going to talk about what God is taking you and where He's leading you in your future. Tim, God is doing amazing things. I read that you have a passion for our servicemen, the veterans, and I noticed you have a bracelet on. And can you tell me about it?
Yeah, I do a song called I'll Stand Up and Say So. It's got the word of liberality in it, so I lose a lot of the crowd when I say something about that. There was a lady, Stacy, and she had worn this bracelet for 26 years. Captain Grimm died in the Gulf War in '91, and she got a bracelet commemorating him and everything. And she wore it for 26 years. And she said, I want you to have this. She said, first of all, she said, were you ever in the service? And I said, no, but I had a son who had done 2 tours in Iraq and got injured. Thank goodness he came home. The bracelet, she said, if you'll talk about Captain Grimm, his memory will never die. And so she gave me that. I wore it for 4 years. And we tracked down the family of Captain Grimm. And on Mike Huckabee's show, we presented that bracelet to the family. They had no clue that anybody remembered their brother and son and, their kids. They never really got to meet their dad. They were like 2 and 6 months whenever he got killed in the service. So when I do, I'll stand up and say so. I make mention of it. I believe that the servicemen and women, we can't thank them enough for all that they do. This is a great country. We've got our problems just like anywhere else. But those servicemen and women fight every day so we can have the freedom to worship the way we want to. And so I have a great respect for all of the armed forces.
So that bracelet, during your reunion with the family, they wanted you to keep it.
Yeah, they wanted me to keep it because I'd worn it so long. And we decided to give it to them. And Art DeGroat is from Kansas State University. I honestly felt like I was naked not having it after 4 years. And so he had me a copy made. And so now
you have a copy.
I
so
feel
they have a copy, you have one.
Right.
And you can still share
right.
with others with that. What a beautiful, beautiful story.
Thank you.
And you had a son who was in the service also.
Right. He did 2 tours in Iraq. He got injured. He was in Germany in the hospital for 6 weeks. And but he came home safe. And that was the main thing,
How did you pray when your son was overseas?
Extensively. Every day you're worried about him. And just like I knew where he was, so when I would turn on the news in the morning and they would say there was fighting in Samara, I knew that's where he was. But in the service, they only get to call home about every 2 weeks or so. So for 2 weeks, you didn't know. But I prayed real hard. I get my hair colored because my hair turned white because I was so scared. But like I said, God brought him home.
Brought him home. And on tour now,
yes,
you honor those servicemen, don't you?
I do, very much.
So where is God taking you now with your music?
Well, I'm doing another CD, and I'm getting some stuff together for that. but I just go and say what is on my heart. And so especially the servicemen and women, like I said, I have so much respect. I always recognize them in every show and let them know how much they are appreciated and loved.
We only have a few minutes left.
Okay.
Will you do one more song for me?
I will. There's a big thing, the Roe versus Wade situation. And this is a song I found that really touched my heart. I couldn't sing it for about first 4 or 5 times I tried to do it. This is a conversation between God and an unborn child. A little baby told God, "Hey, I'm kind of scared. Not sure if I really want to go down there. From here it looks like a little blue ball. It's a great big place, and I'm so small. Why can't I stay here with you? Did I make you mad? Don't you want me to?" And God said, "Oh, child, you know I do. But there's somebody special waiting for you. Hush now, baby, don't you cry, 'cause there's someone down there waiting whose only goal in life is making sure everything's gonna be all right. A special angel, tender, tough, and strong. Come on, child, it's time to meet your mom." Now when she's talking to you, you better listen close, 'cause she's gonna teach you everything you'll ever need to know. Like how to mind your manners, how to love and laugh and dream, and she'll put you on the path that'll lead you back to me. Hush now, baby, don't you cry, 'cause there's someone down there waiting whose only goal in life is making sure everything's gonna be all right. A special angel, tender, tough, and strong. Come on, child, it's time to meet your mom.
Tim, you're going to make me cry. It's beautiful.
It will make me cry.
Oh, we need to hear that today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And I pray many blessings on your life.
Thank you so much.
Oh, child, the Lord wants you to know that He loves you so much, and He wants you to know Him and to have a relationship. Give your life to Him today. His name is Jesus. This is today's Nashville. This is faith.